Welcome everybody to week 6. This is the final week of this program and I'm hoping you enjoyed everything so far. Everything I talked about has been super helpful to me, to all my students, and I know that if you've come this far, you are also getting progress and getting benefits as well. So in this week 6, it's going to be actually a super powerful, awesome technique where it's going to help reprogram your thoughts, your habitual thinking. If you want to say law of attraction, that's part of it too. And this technique has worked for me tremendously and it still continues to work for me to this day. And it's one of the most powerful techniques I've ever come across as far as like reprogramming your thoughts, your subconscious mind, and like even like law of attraction, and that's what you want to get into. But like law of attraction is basically attracting what you think. So however you look at it, reprogramming your subconscious mind, law of attraction is all the same thing. So this is one of the most powerful techniques I'm going to give you, and it's probably one of my favorites too. So what this technique is another writing technique. So I know in week 3 we talked about a writing technique where you basically write 3 pages a day, like just streamline every thought you had. And so that the whole purpose of that technique was to help think about your life and like reprogram like certain ways you think and like find some answers to like your life, and maybe by venting you're able to come up with a new solution to like maybe some issues that you're having to help change your life. So but this technique right now is another writing technique, so you might want to ditch that last technique and go on to this new one. Or if you like the old writing technique and you want to continue with that, by all means, of course, continue to go with that. But this next technique is something that I like to do on a daily basis. I'll still do the previous writing technique every now and then where you have to vent things out. Every now and then I do that, don't be wrong. So you can still always use that tool whenever you need to. But right now, my favorite technique is a technique that's helped make some massive changes in my life. Some crazy coincidences have happened because I write things down that I want to happen and they happen. So they're very, it's not an accident that, the things that you write down actually do happen when you think about it. So, but this technique right now is basically what you're going to do is you're going to, take one page. If you want to write for longer, you can, but one page is what I like to do. And so what this whole technique is all about is writing out your perfect day or writing out your ideal life. And so what this does is a little more detailed than just like, if you're into like writing your goals down, or like, law of attraction is like, write down the things you want or whatever. And then you write down, I want a new car, or I want a new house. And you write down these like one little one-liners that have just a few words or whatever. And it's always important to write down your goals, and that's cool, and I get it, yes. But when you sit down and take the time to write out your perfect life or your perfect day, like when you sit there and you write one page, and like when I sit here and I write one page of my perfect day, like it takes like 20 minutes, and the entire time I'm writing this, I'm like submerged in my imagination, to where it's like I actually feel and like I'm thinking and I'm experiencing everything I write. So even when I'm in my bedroom and I'm writing this down, I literally feel like I'm transported into the future and like living the life and doing the things that I want to do. And a lot of things that I've written down as far as like the things I want in my career, or if I want to go to Europe, or or if I want to work with a certain person or whatever, like I've written things down and they happen. And it's just like the wildest things. And just a really quick story, just like there was like 10 years ago, I was planning a trip to New York, and I was like, I've never been to New York City, I want to go. So I wrote down like where I would go, like the hotel I wanted to stay at, and like how I'd get there, and blah 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 blah. And then I eventually forgot about that plan because I got caught up in life and some other things. But I ended up going to New York like 2 years later. And so the weird thing was like I was like at a show, I was at a concert and everything, and then I was going to look for like a new like a place to stay because I couldn't stay with my friends. I had to get my own place, right? And so I knew there was a place like a couple of blocks down or whatever, I forgot what it was, but I was supposed to get on a subway, go down 2 exits, and then get off, and then there's gonna be like a hostel I was gonna stay at for the night. But what happened was I got on the subway and it went in the wrong direction. And so, and I had no idea like how the subway systems work. This is my first time there. So I literally stayed on the subway for like 2 hours until basically made a full circle and dropped me off at my original exit. But anyhow, I ended up like getting off my exit, and then I started walking around, and by this time it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I asked some people like, hey, where's a really cool place to stay? But long story short, I ended up staying at the first hotel that was written down on my first plan, like that I wrote 2 years ago. And it's a very significant place. Like this place was called the Riverside Inn. And I had, when I was looking at their website, it's not like the Hilton or any kind of like, cookie cutter hotel. It was like a very specific hotel. Like it was called the Riverside Inn. And when I walked in, I didn't know the name of the place, but I realized I recognized the carpet and like the pictures and everything, like the wallpaper. And I was like, this is the same place I looked at. And so the same exact hotel that I wrote down on my piece of paper from 2 years ago, of all the places in New York, is the place I ended up at. So I did have to get on some subway for 2 hours. And so, but anyways, and get off on the same exit I got off on. But like sometimes that's just the way the chaos of the universe works. But anyways, but writing things down is how things happen. So, but what you want to do in this exercise is basically write out your perfect day, write out your ideal life. And so for one full page, I always put like the date or whatever, and then I start off my perfect day, and then I just go from there. I'm waking up in my, in my luxury bed or whatever, and then like start reprogramming the things that I want in the future for myself. And then I write down things like, I have a beautiful, awesome breakfast. I go to the gym and I hang out with friends, and I go to a restaurant and blah, blah, blah. I go to the beach and all things like that. Now, the reason I write things like that right now is at the moment I'm in Minnesota, where it's not near the beach. So like I'm reprogramming my future to be there eventually. And I'm originally from Florida, but I'm here because I have a job right now that I'm taking care of. But anyways, what I'm talking about is like what you write down will eventually become your future. So I already have my plane ticket to go back to Florida right now, and like I already have things lined up. And so, but like every day you write down your perfect, you write down your perfect life, you write down your perfect day. And then no matter where you are in life right now, no matter how bad it might be, no matter how stressful it is, but like, or whatever your situation may be, but like for 20 minutes, whenever you're, it takes me 20 minutes to write down one page, right, in this book right here. It's a little bit bigger of a book. But like, so when I write down like my ideal life, I'm writing it down, and I'm like, oh, I'm driving my car, and I'm going down the street with palm trees. But no matter how, like where you are in life, like I said, for these 20 minutes, these 30 minutes, you are transported in your imagination, living the life that you want. You start thinking that way you would be in that particular time and space. You start feeling a certain way, how you would feel. Like I feel calm, I feel relaxed, I feel like I'm in a daydream. And then when I wake up right now, like, if I were to, get done writing this, and like I basically open my eyes and like I realize like my life or whatever, I still feel the way I would feel if I was in Florida on a beach, hanging out with my friends and things like that. Like, so like even when I go to work right now, which is not my favorite thing to do at the moment, but I still feel the way I would feel as if I was in Florida. So like that's my future right now. I already have my plane ticket and everything ready to go. So like I'm already transporting myself to that future. So, but what I'm saying is like no matter where you are right now in your state of life, like when you do this meditation and you feel for 20 minutes that you're living this life, you're gonna feel this way throughout the rest of your day. And like, whereas things might have stressed you out in the past or in your current present or whatever, like they're not gonna bother you anymore, because you're gonna start feeling and thinking as if what you want is happening. And so this is a super powerful technique, because you attract what you think, you attract what you feel, and then you're gonna start feeling this way and start attracting this into your life. And so start writing out your perfect day, your perfect life, and like even though it's not right now, it'll eventually happen that way. So that's just the way things go. And like what I want to touch upon right now is like, getting down to the details is also very specific. Like you might be wondering, why am I in Minnesota right now? Okay, because like, if you're so good at this thing. So I don't know, what it was like maybe 6 years ago, I had written down on a piece of paper that I actually wanted to live in the country and have a girlfriend who was a nurse, and we would like live on a little farm. And like, I don't know why I thought that would be cool, but I was like, so used to living in Florida, I was like, dude, it'd be way nice just to live in the country, and this and that. And like, and I thought that, and I even wrote it down. And like, it eventually happened. I eventually got a job that required me to travel again. And then I ended up in Minnesota, where I met like my ex, which is now my ex-girlfriend. But we were together for like 4 years, living on a farm and this and that. And so now I have a job in Minnesota whenever. And now that it's winter, as I'm writing this, and I don't want to go through another winter. It's like negative 20 degrees sometimes. But now I'm reprogramming my future. It's like, you know what? I'm going to Florida. I'm going to live on the beach, and I'll have my car, and I'll hang out. I'm going to go to the gym every day, and blah, blah, blah. So like, even though I'm not in Florida right now I am going to the gym every day. Now I am having a nice breakfast. So like, I'm just saying, like, you're going to start reprogramming your life, the way you think, the way you feel, and it's eventually going to happen. And so you always have to be a little patient, especially when, you got the universe changing things for you, or however you want to word it. But like, it takes time for a plant to grow. It takes time to get results sometimes. So like, especially when you want bigger things. So, you gotta be a little patient. But what I'm going to say is, like, no matter where you are in life right now, just doing this technique is going to make you feel better. And so, like, it doesn't matter, where you are in life. If you do this technique, you write out your perfect day. And writing out your perfect day to the detail is way more efficient and more effective than just writing out your goal. Where it's like, write out 10 things you want. I want a new car. But just like, but when I write my stuff, like, I'm driving my dark blue sports car down the street that's filled with palm trees as I'm driving to the gym. That's way more better than just saying like, oh, I want to work out every day or whatever. So like, but I'm saying, like, when you write out the story, you start feeling it, and you start getting submerged into it, and your imagination starts running wild. So that way you start getting into that mindset of like this new reality. So that way you start attracting what you're thinking and what you're feeling, and it's eventually going to happen. I mean, this has happened for me so many times with like career moves and things that I want to do. But I'm just the type of person that likes variety, so I'm always changing things. I'm always doing new stuff. Like, I used to work in television. I used to work in music. I used to own my own bar. I used to have my own club. I used to travel with bands all over the world. And now it's just like, the more and more I travel with people, like, the more bands I've worked with, or the TV stations and TV shows I've worked with, it's like, I really just want to meditate. I really just want to like work out, and like, in like the stress and like the timelines, your schedules just don't always work out. So it's like, okay, I would love to go work out right now, but I have to go to work. It's like, you start figuring out what you actually love and what you enjoy doing. So that's why now I teach meditation, and that's why I also do life coaching and things like that. Because, like, you know what, I'm really good at feeling good. Like, I'm really good at figuring out my issues. I'm really good at talking to people and figure out their problems. So that's why things I do right now is I teach meditation, and I do coaching and all kinds of like that. So, but this course is all about anxiety and panic attacks, but I want to let you know, like, this is going to help make you start thinking more positive, because like, anxiety comes from negative thoughts, and anxiety, and panic attacks come from like excessive negative thoughts. So I know, like, by now you've probably cleared a lot of that out. So, but why this is important is because your habitual thinking is probably more along the lines of worry, or more along the lines of fear. And like, and whenever I had panic attacks in the past, it's because like, I started off with the fear, and then the fear becomes like a little bit obsessive, and you start thinking about that fear more and more, and that creates anxiety. And then you start creating more fears out of that, anxiety. And then if it becomes too much, it turns into a panic attack, because you start thinking that it's real, and you start feeling like it's actually happening. So, but why this is important is because it starts to reprogram how you think and how you feel and what you expect. And so if you start picturing your perfect day, like on these sheets of paper, when you write out your perfect day, there isn't one line where it's just like, oh, I'm full of fear and worry, and I'm scared of my bills, and it's like you're bringing out the best in your thoughts, and you start thinking ideal thoughts, and you start thinking your best thoughts. And that's why this is so important, is because the way you think is what happens. It's happened to me all my life, and I know this, like, everything that's ever happened in my life is because I thought about it first. And so, but this exercise makes you think the best thoughts that you can think, and you think superior thoughts, you think your ideal thoughts. It's not just like, I want a nice house. It's like, describe your house and describe the the swimming pool or like how nice your kitchen is and things like that, and you start feeling it. And then just writing mundane goals, a one-liner doesn't really do justice to your law of attraction or your reprogramming. You have to actually create a new habitual thinking, and that's what this does. It creates a new habitual way of thought, and so that way you start thinking your ideal things. So sit down and take 20 minutes out of your day, 15, 20 minutes out of your day, write one page, every day. Write down your ideal life, what's your perfect day like? Who are you hanging out with? Where are you going to dinner? Or what would you like to do? Like, every day in my pages, I always write, I'm going to the gym. Like, I love going to the gym. I love having breakfast. I go to the gym every day, and that's just what gets my day going. And then the rest of the day, I can hang out and have some fun. But whatever your ideal life is, your ideal life, and just write it out. And whatever it is, like, what are you doing in your ideal life? And if you say like you're rich or whatever, like, how did you get rich? What are you doing for your money? Or or how is it happening? Or I have another business I'm also running right now too. I'm just now starting too. It's a gourmet food business, which not to get into it too much, but I got into Macy's last year, and I have a distributor who wants to put me in 100 stores too. So that's my big dream, is to have my own like food business, and I've been at it for 2 years. I've been really patient with it, and like now I'm to the point where it's like I'm looking to get investors and like do more stuff with it. So like I've kind of proven my point with that business. So I'm just saying, like, if you have a big goal, know what it's going to take to get there and be patient with it too. So just know, like, you can't just expect to be a millionaire tomorrow. Like, know how you're going to get there. Like, do it. Like again, like, even going back, like, what would your inner child want to do to make $1 million? Like, maybe it doesn't want to invent something, or maybe it wants to become like an author, or maybe you want to do like figure out what it is that you enjoy doing. What's your favorite thing to do? What are you best at, and how can you help the world? And that's really one of my, I guess while we're talking about it, one of the best ways to make $1 million is to help 1 million people. How can you help 1 million people? How can you help 1,000 people or whatever? Can you have 1,000 people give you $100 for something or whatever? So it's just like, that's how you make $1 million. How can you help so many people? And that's how you get money, is by basically helping other people. So, and people will pay for it, and they would happily do so. But anyways, that's just a tip for you on how to make things happen, because you can't just say I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire all day long. You have to figure out how you're going to do it, and how would you want to do it, and then write it out, and then write down your goals and your dreams that you actually want to accomplish, that's actually a pleasure to you. Because like my food business, for instance, I've been working on it for 2 years, but it's just like I love doing every moment of it. And like, even though I get paid a little bit from it, all the money goes back in the business, and I just continue to work my other jobs and put money into it. And so it's like my own passion project. So I love doing it, and not a minute of it is work. I love doing everything I've done so far for it. So find something that you love doing and make some money with it. And that's the only way you can succeed in life and be the best at something, is if you enjoy doing whatever it is. You would love to do it every day for free, basically. So just a little quick tip on how you can make some cash, but I'm just go in your direction of what you want to do. But this exercise is all about writing out your perfect day, write your ideal life out, and this is a great exercise to start reprogramming your habitual thoughts. And so do this every day for 21 days. It takes 21 days to create a habit. So if you want to create this new mindset of superior thoughts and ideal thoughts, and start thinking and feeling this way, it takes 21 days to make a habit. So do this exercise every day for 21 days. And the very first time you do this, you're going to feel really good, and you're going to carry that vibe no matter where you go. Even if you have a really bad job you don't like right now, or whatever you are in life, once you submerge yourself in your imagination here, you're going to go to that job as if it doesn't exist, and you're going to start focusing on how you're going to get there. So this is like one of the most important things I could tell you. So I'm going to wrap up this course really fast. I hope you enjoyed it so far. We've talked a lot in this course, and I know I kind of talk a lot because I know I'm talking to a lot of people, so I want to make sure no one has any questions when the course is over. So, but everything we've done in the past 6 weeks has helped you in some way. I hope it's been a major life-changing event for you. And and tell me some of your success stories. Tell me how this course has helped you and the things that you learned and what you like the best about it. So, but this, I know like some of these exercises are short, 10-minute videos or whatever, but a lot of it is super powerful. Like the videos don't have to be long to change your life. It's just a really quick tip or exercise that you need to do. But again, this video, like this exercise is super huge for you. So, I mean, we've cleaned your mind, we've calmed down your emotions, we've got you to remember yourself and put yourself first and all that great stuff. But this is where you reprogram your thoughts. This is where you start changing your life and molding your life. And this is super powerful. And so I hope you guys enjoy this technique and just write down your perfect day. Write down your ideal life. What is your ideal bed feel like when you wake up in the morning? You know, write down in detail and start living out your life, and then they'll eventually happen. So, and this is what I promise you guys. And so I hope this course has helped you guys out. I'm gonna have some bonuses right below this video of like, you know, anything else I can think of, whether it's like breathing exercises or maybe even some meditation music or whatever you guys will help you out with. So I hope you enjoyed these past 6 weeks with me, and I love helping you guys out. I know this has helped you out a lot. It's helped out a lot of my other students already. So I know you can apply everything I've showed you in this course to help make your life better. And everything I've taught you is like things that I've learned in my past 20 plus years of learning meditation. And these are some of my best things I've ever come across. And I hope I've saved you a lot of time and trial and error and actually got you results faster than you would have done on your own. So give this tip a shot, see how you feel, write this out, do this exercise like every day for the next 21 days, develop a great habit, and start thinking better and start thinking superior and ideal thoughts. See you in the bonus videos.